Eminem spoke at a Kamala rally in Michigan. Actually, he introduced Barack Obama, who also spoke, of course, at this rally in Michigan. I think this was the last night. And let's watch a little bit of his speech, I guess we could call it.
Your feelings is Detroit! What up, though? So look, I wrote down a few things I wanted to say. I love you too. Thank you. I'm here tonight for a couple of important reasons. As most of you know, the city of Detroit and the whole state of Michigan mean a lot to me. And going into this election, the spotlight is on us more than ever, and I think it's important to use your voice. So I'm encouraging everybody to get out and vote, please. I also think that people shouldn't be afraid to express their opinions. And I don't think anyone wants an America where people are worried about retribution or what people will do if you make your opinion known. I think Vice President Harris supports a future for this country where these freedoms and many others will be protected and upheld. And here to tell you much more about that, President Barack Obama.
So, I've repeatedly warned Republicans against trotting out washed-up celebrities as if anyone cares what they think, and it's nice to see Democrats making that mistake because, yes, Eminem is very famous. He has sold a lot of records. He's one of the best-selling artists of all time, but he has no impact anymore. Nobody cares what he thinks. Just no impact. Nobody cares about him in general. If this was 2002, it'd be different. But his cultural powers peaked about 20 years ago and have cratered since then, even though he still gets great numbers. Every time he puts out a new album, he's released like 10 albums since the last one that anyone cared about, which was the Eminem show in 2002. And all the stuff he puts out now sells like crazy, I assume gets huge streaming numbers. And yet just has no impact. It has no influence. Which is sort of interesting. It's kind of a unique. Eminem has discovered a very unique brand of irrelevance. It's a very financially profitable brand of irrelevance. It's kind of like, I'm not even sure what to compare it to in the music world because he's sort of, I don't know if there's ever been an artist in the music industry who sells so much and is so famous and well known and sort of successful by those metrics, and yet just has no impact. Like, I don't think you'd almost have to go. You know what it's like? It's like Avatar. Eminem is the Avatar of the music world. Avatar, both films, made billions of dollars, two of the highest grossing films of all time. Everyone has seen them. I saw the first one. I didn't see the second one. But everybody knows about them. If you make $1 billion at the box office, how many people went to see the movie? Like, 100 million or something? And yet, the movies have no impact. Nobody would ever cite Avatar as one of their favorite films. Nobody can even remember any specific details about them. It's like they sell a lot, but nobody cares about them. That's the thing. People go watch it, but nobody cares about it. It's like oatmeal. I mean, oatmeal is one of the most widely consumed foods probably in the world, but nobody has strong feelings about oatmeal. Nobody remembers that great oatmeal dish they had once, or it's oatmeal. It's like, you don't hate it, you don't love it, it's just there. And that's Avatar, and that's also Eminem. So the analogies are getting increasingly obscure here, but oatmeal is to Avatar is to Eminem. Okay, so anyway, that's the point. But here's the funny thing. There are there are other middle-aged white rappers from Detroit that have also endorsed Kamala in the last week. Apparently, according to what I just saw on Twitter, ICP, the Insane Clown Posse, have come out for Kamala as well. And this happened recently, I think, in the last few days. As you've probably heard. I mean, it's earth-shattering news. I think it was Violent J, specifically, one of the Insane Clown Posse guys, who endorsed Kamala. So Kamala has the vote of a 52-year-old man who performs on stage in clown makeup. That's the kind of vote that she's getting. And by the way, just a little bit of music history, Eminem and ICP used to be rivals. They didn't get along very much. Eminem once said that Violent J is basically a closeted gay man and said that his name isn't Violent J, it should be Silent Gay, which is it's just kind of funny. I mean, it's not comedic brilliance, but it's kind of funny. Not the kind of joke that Eminem would tell anymore. This woke version of Eminem would be, he's very disappointed in that he made that joke. But here's my point. And I'm not even trying to be funny when I say this. I think that the ICP endorsement of Kamala has a better chance of making an impact than Eminem's endorsement. I don't think either one makes an impact. I don't think either one swings the election, but ICP has a better chance. Like, that's more likely. She if she knew what she was doing, she'd have them up on stage. And the reason is that ICP has a very, very dedicated cult-like following. It's small, but very dedicated. That's lasted for decades, which is, I don't know. I mean, it's crazy. But these guys are in their 50s now, and they still have this, very dedicated cult of followers who are all disaffected, disinterested, white people, mainly in the Rust Belt. That's their whole audience. And there's probably like 50,000 of them total. But if ICP could mobilize even half of those people to vote, then that might actually, who knows? I mean, that could actually make a difference. That's the thing nobody expects. In all the political analysis and prognostications that we've heard, no one has talked about the ICP factor. This is not something that it just doesn't make its way into any analysis. Probably because it doesn't matter at all. But I'm really just trying to make a point about that Eminem's endorsement is even less. He's not even the most relevant middle-aged white rapper in Detroit endorsing Kamala Harris right now. That's what it is. Thanks for checking out this video. If you'd like to listen to my full podcast on the go, you can check out the Matt Walsh Show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.